to pay off as Hohaia clears the scrum. Good exit coming in from the field. Turning around Solomona, brilliant kick all the way in the other half. She allows it to bounce too. The chase was good. She just couldn't get her hands on Solomona. That was Beth Cook getting up. So Tasman recycle and they go again. Strong tackle coming in from the top tackle in the competition, and Gabriel. Standing start there for Loto. Again, Siatanga looks to the boot. Makes it contestable. Sawida is there, tries to get on the outside. How's the footwork? Laura Claridge getting in over the top, but is cleaned out. Guyton. Ball's available. Brown goes quickly. Great line speed coming in from Nielsen. Just short of grabbing that intercept. Brown goes back to the right. Powerisa couldn't control it, but it went backwards. And they've played the half back there too through Catherine Butler.
Great work there from the Mako. They're really looking after their own rucks there. You can see them when they're taking the ball forward, they're running with conviction and the intent to beat at least the one player, and they're taking care of their own rucks here. Just Catherine Butler there, just guilty of slightly going offside and off her feet at that ruck time. You see the ball here just goes to ground. It does go back from Powerisa with Filimaua. Just nice clean up there.
Messi at the front for the Mako. They get it back. They've lost a few metres here, have Tasman, so they'll need to pin their ears down. And Lucy Brown decides to have a dart herself, gets a couple good metres. No halfback though, as Brown is right in the thick of it. And again, playing the half and also not rolling away was the captain, Ellie Johns.
We need her to get clear before we counter ruck.
You can hear Maggie Kogaoa, the referee, being very clear with her decisions there and her communication. Taranaki Field will need to really start looking at that. We don't want to see penalty counts increase early on in the game. But another attacking opportunity here for the Mako.
Val Filimoa with the throw. The field went early. They'll have an advantage for the Mako. Good defence coming in from Hohaia, clipping the ankles, but it's opened up for Powerisa. They've got the penalty advantage as well, so the Mako can play with it here.
Backline offside.
Trying to find some space out on the left. Lucy Brown slow to arrive. The defence is set for the field. Dixon with the carry. Ulutupu driving the legs. The field told to leave it, no hands. Angel Lindsay just guilty of putting her hands in the cookie jar.
Look, not surprised that the Mako have opted to go for a scrum. It's another warning there from the referee. And so just looking at the penalty count on your screen there, they're already sitting at 3.
The back lines come up before the ball's put out of line. You're okay? The back line's up early.
A warning there for the field, but here look, strong platform coming in through the Tasman Mako. And just looking at the setup here, they've gone for a 5-1 split. The halfback in Lucy Brown, just scanning her options.
Ball is available at the back of the scrum. It's in the hands of Siatanga. She gives it to Dixon. Wrap around play back to Siatanga. Gives the pass off to Jones. But she loses the ball forward. It was a brilliant set piece strike move, but just the hands leading them down.
Beautiful move there. Siatanga through to Dixon with a wraparound. Zolfa running the decoy line there, and then Siatanga here. I just wonder if she just, that was a great option. She just needed to let that ball go a little bit earlier. Jones unable to secure that ball. It's a great strike move when it comes off. But a sigh of relief here for the field.
Crouch!
So looking at all possession in the Taranaki, sorry, the Tasman Mako favour.
Steady scrum again from the field. And a great carry as well for the field. And they're going to run it out as opposed to get the clearance kick away, and it could prove costly. And it is. It's Sui Pauaraisa who gets in to steal the ball, and that is leadership if I've ever seen it, getting in and getting that ball as the captain. Solomona gets away from the first couple of defenders. Good defence again coming in from the field. The line speed has been impressive. Tasman Mako a little bit bunched on attack here as Garnett carries. Brown finds Dixon, gives the fake to the right. And another offside penalty. We could get a double blast here. They were under an advantage, and let's have a listen here.
So that's 12 offside. So they're now for a variety of infringements, but they're all in your 22 with you under pressure. Next one down here goes to the bin. Please have a chat. Just here?
Well, there you have it, guys.
Never
That's
onside.
another warning there, but the next one will be going to the bin. That creeps up to now, I think, 5 penalties for the field. And they're in danger of actually getting, you know, obviously one in the bin perhaps, but also that number of penalties to increase isn't such a good thing for any team. But look at that lady there, Kahui. That was a strong, really good option. Good exit to get out. Direct running there from Kahui. Good platform. They're going to have to really put on the defence here against this Mako team.
Vilimoa. Well, they're going to get the free kick as well. You can't jump before the ball has gone in. Taranaki feel guilty of doing that 2 line-outs in a row. Brown does the quick tap. It's Zulu Tupu inching closer. A metre out are the Tasman team. A fake to the left. There is Vilimoa. Is she over? She's over the line, but it's short.
You're pushing it into her. Stop.
And Ulutupu slow to get up on the right-hand side. Pauaraisa, she's going to crash over, but she can't get the ball down. It's knocked on. Stellar defence from the field, surviving the onslaught. 2 minutes that they have spent inside their own 22, and they go quickly. I don't know if that was the right option. They've just gifted it back to the Mako. Probably wanted to play the territory game, but instead they've gone quick. So the Mako will reset. They go down that short side, trying to give Solomona some space. This time it's Loto. Loto powering through, still on her feet. Brown passes it off to Garnett. Good defence coming in from the field. Back on that 5 metre line, you can see there, Ulutupu still down, receiving some attention. The tight head prop. Pauaraisa just bumping off the first would-be defender. And someone else has reeled away out of her attempted tackle. Good phases coming in from Tasman Mako though. Holding on to that ball, great ball security. Trying to keep that ball alive. Dixon gets it out to Taufa, and they've thrown the ball straight into the hands of Margaret. She got a hair pull there.
On the hair. Just a penalty, guys. I don't think it's intentional, but on the hair. Dangerous tackle, ponytail.
Well, there you go. Look, I just wonder whether the field just need to sort of calm things down a little bit. This is a better option. They're kicking for territory. It probably should have happened the play before. And you see here, nothing. The penalty is against Tasman. It was not intentional. Going for the jersey, accidentally gets her here.
Yeah, do you need her for the lineup?
Well, every single person I think who's played rugby's had their hair pulled at least once, but it was, I'll tell you what, Daniel Muggeridge doesn't have a long ponytail there, so it was very accurate there.
Yeah, it's just like past a little bit up to his shoulders, really.
Opportunity now for Taranaki O'Brien to secure this line out. finds her target in Ellie Johns. They clear the ball into the back line, trying to spread it and find some space, but it's a good read in defence coming in from Tolfa. Muggeridge driven to go backwards, goes in between two defenders, commits some. Hohaya goes to the short side, angling back into traffic is Johns.
Stay, Red.
Hohaya passes it back. Getting the clearance in was Laura Claridge. Gets some good depth on it, but there's plenty of red jerseys back there. They're going to try find some space. Siatanga
No hands.
had plenty of options, decided to go in herself. Again, another carry coming in. Guyton of the Waimea Old Boys Club. And this Tasman Mako team are doing well to get over the gain line with each carry as Poaraisa tucks the ball. Throw into ground. Brown to Loto. Another high carry from Loto. They go back to the left, going left and right each way. Lucy Brown trying her best to get a penalty, tripping over the Taranaki field player. But they've turned the ball over again. Ball security, a bit of an issue for both teams as Hohaya fires a pass away. It's been knocked on by Soida. So the field now with ball in hand, looking for some space. They've got some on that left edge. It's a left foot step, but she's belted in a sandwich tackle between two Tasman players.
The referees called it a knock-on. Love the way that Brooke Nielsen was able to just get free, let that ball go into space. Here it is. She's just a nice look. She draws two defenders in, manages to get the offload, and it's the run here from, oh, that one slightly went forward, and she calls it a knock-on. Love that Iritana has just her work rate to get around the park and be a support player as well. Has really featured in the first 15 minutes of the game. But just a little bit, yeah, I think everyone's just a little bit nervous and trying to do so much in this time. Just a little bit of calm heads in their leadership might help.
15 and a half minutes gone in the championship quarter-final. No score as of yet, but the field have been camped inside their own half. And again, they work their kicking brilliantly to turn the Tasman Mako team around. Sarah Jones puts the ball high. And they're just letting the ball roll on back. Big hit coming in on Lindsay. And the chase is good too, and it's going to be an opening try to Fiali'i Solomona. Something out of nothing, and she picks up yet another try. 8 tries in 6 games for that young woman there.
And the fin goes up. Solomona, great individual brilliance there. It was the charge down. She manages to have a look up. Where did the ball go? Claridge there looking again to kick. Beautiful charge down. She dots down for the Mako. We get our first try of the game. Solomona has really had a season and a half already out of the Marlborough Girls College product, and also actually a netball background, so that might have really helped in those skills there. She's been great there. You can see that she's linking very well with Soida and Jones, and directed by Siatanga. Conversion successful there from Siatanga. So Tasman, 17 minutes into the game, we see that it's 7-0 to the Mako. Great start there from the Mako side and at home.
The field with the restart. Put it short. It's going to bounce at the 10, but it's played out anyway by Finimoa. Counter ruck is good from Nielsen. So they continue to charge forward. Ball's available at the back for Lucy Brown. Tofa, and again, they're always trying to get the ball out wide to Solomona. Tries to employ the fend, but it's a good tackle around the ankles from Blythe. The field jersey still retreating. Brown. Good hands being shown by the front rower there. Brown trying to milk a penalty. Isn't going to get it, and that's a lovely line run by Anglesey, and just like that, the Tasman Mako scored 2 consecutive tries, and it just opened up like the Red Sea for Anglesey.
Well, Neve Anglesey, she did have a bit of footwork there as well, finding her space, and she finds herself under the goalpost here. But it really was a team try here. Really good continuity. The support play. Here you see Neve again, just the one-on-one, gets on the outside, and she also finds her name on the scorecard for the Mako. Ball into the other hand. Love the transition of that. Headed to a little bit of a skip over the in defense of the field. Now they're starting to get their roll on. Another successful kick there from Siatanga. Very, very successful and great kicker. Not only at goal, but tactically as well. She's a huge weapon. And Neve Anglesey has been brilliant for the Mako in the opening 20 minutes. Product of Waimea College, also from Waimea Old Boys Rugby Club.
It's a high kick from the field, and she gets the ball and Hohaia at the same time. Good chase coming in from the Amber and Blacks.
Tackle!
Kahui affecting the tackle on Garnett. They take the ball back looking for a clearance. Siatanga puts it high, and having to compete with the sun there was McLean. Couldn't reel it in, so it is a knock on, and it's a smart tactic as well by the Mako to put it into the sun.
Yeah, we're just talking about how technically great Siatanga is with her kicking, but you know, you just have a look at those stats, Taylor. 80% possession.
Just goes to show how dominant the Tasman Mako have been over Taranaki, 14-0. But look at this, tackles. Taranaki having to make 71 to Tasman Mako only 13. So they've scored 2 tries, but you also have to say it's probably exhaustion having to let those in because they've just been capped in their own half.
Yep, and it'll be taxing on the side, no doubt. Look at it, it's 21 minutes into the game. 71 tackles. It's a huge effort.
So the Mako again, the intention is always to get that ball out wide, and it's a clean drop by Soida. And so the field now with their opportunity to launch an attacking platform.
Tasman just really have a number of plays to get the ball out wide. They're just trying to get that last ball. You know, they've got some people running off the ball, which, you know, holds up the defense. But it's just that last ball that they haven't quite been able to get to the wing. Both in Soida and also Solomona. A few drop balls on the edges there. They'll look to clean that up. Now here's another attacking opportunity. You can see the field with the blindside winger just standing quite deep in behind the first 5 in Claridge. And right on the edge there is the winger for Taranaki.
Ball skirts out for Hohaia, and it's a misconnection in that backfield, so they have to go backwards, but Blythe gets the ball back. Hohaia again, they're still trying to find some space. Great running coming in from Brooke Nielsen too, just changing direction, swerving the hips. Kahoe with some brilliant footwork as well, the 17-year-old from Te Paipai o Aotea. Looking at the options, John decides to go to the right, but staunch defence coming in from Anglesey. They continue to attack this time. They put boot to ball, make it contestable, turning around Solomona. The bounce is favourable for the field. She hurls the ball back in. Great bit of skill from Beth Cook. Blythe is there with the ball. She's going to get driven over the touchline. by Siatanga, but promising stuff from the field, and the real first time we've seen them with a couple more phases.
Yeah, absolutely, Taylor. Like, that's a really good passage of play there from the field. I love the kick there from Clara, just a cross kick. And look at that skill and Cook being able to flick the ball back, and the support play right there. Also with Bly just trying to keep the ball alive.
She finds her target, and Silcock does Filimoa. Solomona with a late pass to Paradisa, always bursts on to the ball. So explosive off the mark. Here's the Manusina captain. Siatanga puts it high, and again having to contest with the sun was Beth Cook. She's touched the ball too, so it will be a Tasman Mako line out.
I don't know if it's just me or Paradisa just looking stronger and stronger with her runs. I mean, like, every time she's looking so strong, fierce with her. You know, she's gaining a hell of a lot more meters, and look at that beautiful kick there from Siatanga. Man, I've really experienced the kickers in the game, well, this year for Farah Palmer Cup have really come a long way, and just the development of the skill itself.
The ball is knocked on into touch, but this Tasman Mako backline is set up, as you can see, Vanya.
You can totally see it looks like they've got two options, or almost two double backlines. Yeah, again, I'm hoping you can see the winger here, and Soida just waiting calmly for the ball. No one in front of her. So absolutely space for her to get a perfect run.
Very confusing for the defence as well. What can they do from here? Well, it opens up brilliantly. Oh, she couldn't get that pass away. Could so far, but it was completely on. This time they'll look to the forwards to get some go for it. In fact, they get driven back. Kahui in that 12 jersey in tandem with Ohio. That 17-year-old midfielder has been pretty good since starting this game. So again, a skip out pass. She finds Silcock out on the left edge. She's going to pin her ears back, and she gets the try, does Silcock. The loose forward running like a winger out on that left edge, but it was the vision from Siatanga to get the ball into her hands.
I had to look twice if that was a winger or Silcock hanging on the wing there, and the pace though, right? She tucked her hands and she said to herself, I'm going to go, and she almost bumps off the last line of defense. Tamara Silcock, here we see the vision here of Siatanga, just a cutout pass straight to the number 6, and look at this big stride. She's not going to pass, or bumps her off, and then she finds herself on the scoreboard as well for the Mako. Brilliant effort there from the team. Love that they're trying to get the ball out wide, and then they come back to the other edge. Athleticism, beautiful stride.
Well, the Tasman team have spent 3 minutes and 43 seconds inside the Taranaki field 22. Field just 1 second. And so they've got so much potential, but just haven't been able to get their hands on the ball and in the right end of the field. As Siatanga adds the extras, she's 3 from 3 from the boot today.
Just looking at that play again with that double backline, it was just a real shame they weren't able to get the ball out wide. I'll be looking at Latoya Mason sort of as the backs coach there. They'll be hoping to rectify that because, man, they had a huge, almost 50 metres of space to get that ball out wide.
So the field with the restart. They go a little bit deeper this time as well, trying to pin the Mako down here. They're looking for a turnover as well. Thornley with the tackle, made her debut against Tasman in round 4. Siatanga with another good kick, and again that sun in the eyes of Cook. She does well. Gets around her outside, and Soida thrown to ground by Silcock. And Taranaki get their first penalty inside the half of Tasman.
I was going to say the penalty, we've talked about the penalty count being quite high for Taranaki. This is the first one for them. Looking at Clara, she's going to go for the points. Interesting call there.
Well, they're down by 21 points here. You would think they'd need to go for the corner, but I guess because this is probably one of their first times inside the half of Tasman with the ball in hand as opposed to defence, they're just wanting a settler. But a very interesting tack given the scoreline.
And because they were getting momentum, you know, I thought that, you know, potentially they would have gone for the line out and continue that. But we know, you know, Claridge here, she is very, very good at the goal. Obviously the support there from the sideline are in favour of the decision.
Kick is successful as well for Claridge, so Taranaki Farah on the board at 21 points to 3.
And there you have it, the reaction from the sideline. The decision has worked in their favour, they're on the board.
Siatanga with her first restart of the game. Pohaya fields it brilliantly again. Remember that sun is directly in her eyes, and that's a lovely kick coming in from Claridge, making the Mako track all the way back. Siatanga will try and find a clearance kick. Doesn't have too much of an angle, so another opportunity for the field to launch a set-piece strike move.
Very good and skill there from Laura Claridge. They'll probably, you know, if the more possession they get, they'll be looking to utilise that kicking option because it is a weapon just to get themselves in the right parts of the field. Here's another attacking option. They're going for a short line out.
Yeah, you can see it as well. She hesitated, did Pariake O'Brien, and that's disappointing for the field. So if you don't know what a balk is, it's when you almost throw the ball in and then you keep it.
And then you hesitate and you go again, and here it is.
Just a fancy word for a dummy throw.
Yeah.
Or as Maggie just said, it's just a fancy word for a dummy throw because someone asked her what was a balk.
At this level, you know, you'd be really disappointed as some for particularly the game drivers, Hohai and Claridge. They're trying to get their position, you know, their team down the other end in territory, and then they turn around and, you know, have an act like that. So they won't be happy, but they'll need to get themselves in the right frame of mind to defend this strike power from the Mako.
Strong scrum coming in from the Mako. Long ranging pass as well, and it's opened up. Taufa in the middle of the field. She's pinning her ass back, looking for an option. Couldn't link up, takes it to ground. You got to recycle it this time through Garnett. Brooke Nielsen, counter. And they've turned the ball over too. Take a head off Brooke Nielsen, just disrupting. And it's been knocked on. So they'll come back for the initial knock-on, which was against Tasman. So Taranaki will have an opportunity with a midfield scrum, but good counter-racking coming in from Brooke Nielsen out of the Inglewood club.
Just noting, Lesieli Taufa has had some really great runs. She's been very direct. That last run there, she's able to beat 2 or 3 players as she's taking on the line. And we see here they've gone, it's a midfield scrum. Opportunity there to either potentially go blind. The blind is huge, the blind side, and then you've got 4-2 split. You can't attack without a platform in the scrum. So here we go, a short arm to Taranaki field.
Yeah, they went early and they're going to go quickly through Hohaya, ball in hand, throws the fake. Muggeridge is there, thrown to ground, trying to compete as Dixon. She's on the ball, she's turned it over too, so Hohaya wanted to go quickly, but unfortunately the rest of her team weren't aware. Another carry by Ulutupu. The front rows of Tasman have been busy each time they've been on attack. As Dixon is met in a strong tackle, but gets the leg drive going again. Thrown to ground by Butler. Brown looks at her options, goes to her hooker, and boot to ball again from Siatanga, and it's good vision because there's no one there, but Bounces off the knee of Solomona, so she's allowed to go again. Brown. Tip on from lock partner to lock partner. Garnet to Guyton, but driven back. Yet another carry from a front rower, this time in Loto. And then a nice deep pass, missing the face ball. It's been knocked on in the tackle by Taranaki. And it's been quite stop-start, hasn't it, Vanya?
Yeah, it has. That last ball there from Silcock, you know, that should have went earlier. She's taken the ball and trying to take the player at the same time. See this ball here, it's a pass here. That should have went right then and there, but she's, you know, got the player at the same time. And poor Eva Sawida has been waiting in this. She's been in the open space for some time now. As you say, Taylor has been very stop-start in the last sort of 15 minutes or in this half of the game for both teams. Having a look at the options for the Mako, they've stacked the left-hand side, and again they've got the double back line looking. So what you'll see is the blindside winger coming in.
Let's see if they can execute this move as well. Again, it's just come away at the last minute, but it's gone backwards from Sarah Jones. Solomona. Well, no, halfback there. Farah had to turn around, play halfback again. And Pawaraisa getting a couple metres past that advantage line. And they're under a penalty advantage, so they can play around with it. Sawida didn't know the ball was coming, stuck her arm out, still reeled it in.
Can't play on from that. Two goals, offside.
And it was Taranaki O'Brien just offside.
Two. Offside.
They're calling them offside, but with the Mako, look, it's just really great to see that they've got options with the runners every single time. They've got one person at the front, they've got two on the left and the right-hand side. So with the ball carrier, it makes you see that you've got 3 or 4 options in front of you. What that means for the defence is they're in disarray because they don't know who to tackle in front of them when you've got 4 running at you in that same small space. So Tasman there, it's just the accuracy in the end, getting ball to hand.
Well, you forgive the field for being on the ground there because they've had to put in a tumultuous amount of tackles. And again, they're on defence, brought down brilliantly by the Mako, and they're going to wall it too. The last time these two teams played, Owimatangi was in the hooker jersey and got 3 tries. Let's see if Filimoa can get on the score sheet. Broke away from the maul. Guyton gets a pass away to Garnet. Forwards are going to roll their sleeves up here, inching closer. They're short. Ball is right there. They get the pass out to Sawida, looking for some footwork. Driven back, good defence. In fact, she's over. Well, initially they drove her backwards and then she just pirouetted to the left-hand side and bounced her way over. And Eva Sawida got a hat-trick against them last time, picks up 1 try today.
Eva Sawida had to go in and look for her own work. She goes in. See the teamwork here. It's a number of pick and goes from the Mako. They have a look again. Filimoa has a try. She goes forward, tries to find the line as well. But have you look at this number 14 here. She's looking. She can see the ball at the back of the scrum or at the ruck here. It's a pass off. She beats one. She beats another. She still has to work hard, and she finds the line. So that's Mako again. Score or a try from Sawida.
Well, she had 4 defenders on her right-hand side, and they all pushed her to the left, and there was actually no one there to stop her when she spun around. So already 4 points, 4 tries, should I say, for the Mako. Siatanga 100%. That's a commentator's curse if I've ever seen one, because that is well in her range. I'm just not going to say her percentage anymore.
Maybe not when she's lining up for a kick. But it always is, you know, as a kicker when you're up front, it's always the ones that are up front that become the most, you know, you become more nervous at.
So another restart from the field, and look at the pace that Hohaia chases those restarts. Really leading from the front, didn't have anyone else really up in the line with her. Another tackle as well coming in from Kahue, and look at Hohaia once more chasing. She's giving 110% in this game. They allow the ball to bounce, but it's favourable. Claridge with a draw and pass, and just a clean drop from the field. Solomona jumps on it there, hands it to her centre in Taufa.
No, go back, go back.
But too excited there was Hohaia. The ball has gone backwards.
That turnover's good. Coming back for the knock on.
Just on what you said, Taylor, Irihana Hohaia, she has been the only single chaser of every restart. And it's not concerning. You can see the confidence that she's brought back from her international duties. She's really playing above her weight. But you've got to have a number of people chasing with you to be even effective. She really is stepping up into her role. And she just slightly got offside there, but you know, she really is playing she's putting everything out there for the field.
Well, we saw how quickly they could score in the game last week against North Harbour. We're a minute left in this first half. They'll be keen to get back in the sheds and discuss the game plan for the second half, but the Tasman Mako have another opportunity to secure some more points. Dixon is driven backwards. Siatanga again with the kick. She's inside the 50, so that's a 50-22. In fact, no. Oh, could have sworn that bounced inside the 22.
I was going to say that Dixon didn't quite seem to hit the advantage line when she did that 1-2 cut there. So,
that's the middle.
Wow, Taylor, you're right on the money.
That was definitely in the 22. Siatanga has a case to be aggrieved there, but we'll play on. And can't help but thank the field. We just want to get this out and not get under pressure and turn the ball over like they did earlier, and that's exactly what Hohaia will do. So after a very dominant display by the home team, the Tasman Mako, they're leading the Taranaki field 26 points to 3 in the Farah Palmer Cup Championship quarterfinal.
Out of the ashes, the fired up Aussies, coming full blast. South Africa, raw power collides.
Oh my goodness gracious me!
The World Cup countdown is on. 5, 4, starts Thursday, live Sky Sport.
Drama you want, drama you'll get.
People like us, we need power. We need to feel alive.
Give us common folk one taste of power. Nothing is ever so sweet again.
In this world, you can be whoever you want.
The NRLW is set to explode with 4 new sides and fearsome Kiwi talent.
Welcome back! Can you believe it?
the NRLW, live Sky Sport.
I was like, whoop, follow my lead. Follow my lead.
What a magnificent setting it is. And we are set to go. And here we go.
Fast.
Monster hit. It's a boundary best.
Furious.
Wow. Classic. Exquisite.
Fiery.
Service centre or through your hose doctor, and you're in with a chance to win. Flights, transfers, accommodation and tickets for you and a mate to Palmerston North are all included. So get registered online now.
When life moves fast, there's no time for headaches. Unleash the speed of liquid with Nurofin's Advanced Liquid Capsules, getting you back to what really matters fast. Nurofin's Advanced. Leave your pain to us.
I smell the beat, she hits a chord. You feel the melody, wash away.
Experience the pure electric power and performance of 2022's European Car of the Year with the savings of today's Clean Car Rebate. Discover faster forward in the Kia EV6 Air from $76,990. See your Kia dealer today.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Introducing the most epic sports combo. Any foot-long sub, any 2 cookies and a drink. Delivered to your door. Order now on the Subway app.
No mai hoki mai, welcome back to the Farah Palmer Cup Championship quarterfinal between Tasman and Taranaki. But let's head sideline now to Kane Hames, who has the assistant coaches from both camps.
Coach, what a good start to the first half.
Yeah, the girls are doing well. There's a few little things we need to fix up for the second half, but no, very proud of them.
Yeah, you would be. What's working well?
Yeah, like we're finding our space on attack and stuff. We just need to make sure of those final few passes just to get our execution up.
And you probably already touched on it, but what were the main improvements asked for by your team at halftime?
Yeah, just our killer defence and just our execution on our attack.
It's fun to watch. Good luck for the second half.
Thank you very much.
Obviously, Coach, the territory stats favour Tasman. A small breeze, struggled a little bit with the sun. They'll be your favour in the second half, so you'll be hoping for an improvement?
Yep, definitely. Like you said, we're stuck in there, working hard to get out, expiring a bit of energy. Number one for us, though, is to play the percentage, but I don't want us to go into our shell. I want us to play. Let's just play. We showed it last week what we can do, so I just want the girls to express themselves. Yep, play the territory when need be, good kick chase line, but then let's just hold possession and play.
Discipline was a little bit of an issue as well. How have you addressed it?
So we just said we've got to interpret the ref, and so take a step on D, and when you want to have a crack, but listen to the comms coming from the ref. If it's not on, back off. Let's put a shoulder on D.
Yeah, awesome. Good luck for the second half, Coach.
Cheers. He said that he wanted the girls to express themselves, play territory, but chase the kicks as we identified.
Yeah, earlier that's what we spoke about. You know, they've got a license to really, really have a go. I think they're just going to expect each other to play for each other as you would do. And this is the last 40, so they'll be giving it everything they've got.
So we've got 40 minutes to find out who is going to book themselves a trip to Palmerston North to play the Manawatu Cyclones next weekend in the semi-final. And it's a strong carry from Thompson to try set the tone for this half as the Amber and Blacks continue their go forward with their forward pack. And Pauaraisa with a big tackle on Hall Hyatt. Great line speed, and now it's the Mako playing with the sun in their eyes. It was difficult for the field in the first half. And we've also just had some changes as well for the field. Janelle Day-to-Dig, she comes onto the field for Abby Thornley. And Precious Awimatangi comes on for Manaya Ulutupu for the Tasman Mako. And we saw Ulutupu stay down earlier in that first half, so she might be succumbing to some injury.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Easy up, easy up. Oh yeah.
So the semi-finals are all but set for the Farah Palmer Cup Championship. So Otago will play Northland.
I'm gonna come over there.
And the winner of this game
You sure? Okay.
will play the Manawatu Cyclones. You can see there next Saturday, 5 o'clock from Seminoff Stadium.
Setting up with your shoulders above your hips. Does that make sense?
And
So
the winner of this game will play the Cyclones up in Palmerston North. Be next Saturday, 2 o'clock from CET Arena. And while this is the premiership as well, Waikato will host the Auckland Storm after the Auckland Storm ground them down last weekend. And Canterbury will play the Hawke's Bay Tui, a monumental season for the Tui after elevating themselves from the championship up into the premiership and making the semi-final. But how about that ball from Siatanga to Taufa? Siatanga gets it back. It's in the hands of Jones. Brilliant breakout play from the Mako Pawaraisa. Driven backwards for the first time in the game. It's Garnett now with the ball. Lucy Brown gets the pass away to Filimoa, but Loto can't reel it in. So much rugby to watch as well. The Rugby World Cup 2023 begins the 8th of September, and it is a huge game. The All Blacks will play France. And talk about huge games, Vanya, how good Fiji beating England this morning, and Samoa almost getting up over Ireland. And then again, more games. The Black Ferns will play Australia on the 30th September from FMG Stadium in Waikato. Scan that QR code and get tickets. You don't want to miss out too. It's the last game the Black Ferns will play before the WXV1. The Taranaki field run off the back from Nielsen. Firing it back, looking to play territory game is Claridge. Ball bounces. Solomona from her left ring looks at her options, frees her arm away to Jones. Taufa again. She's had some good runs. She's just thrown over the touchline though. Tried to employ that right hand bend, but Muggeridge was there.
Oh, lovely play there from the Tasman Mako. Look at Solomona. She has to have a look on the right-hand side. She looks back, and there's space here. The one-hand pass is the impressive bit for me. And see it, and Taufa here just with the fend, trying to stay in. Really, really good that they're attacking the space.
Ball is falling in the hands of Thompson. Hohaia with that right foot step. It's been knocked on though by Siatanga, so they still got the ball of the field. But you can just sense that Hohaia always trying to start something. Advantage is over with that box kick. Solomona links up with Jones. They've got numbers out on that right-hand side. They just need a 2-on-1 draw and pass. Soida angles back in. And taken behind the advantage line by none other than Hohaia, who's just been flying in defensively, and they've turned the ball over to the Taranaki field, and this could be the positive momentum they need to get themselves in the game.
Yeah, look, Hohaia, she's been working really, really hard there. I see Gabriel there. I think they just double teamed in there to get that turnover. Here's the spark that they might just need to get back into the game. So she's been rushing up this whole time just to try and make a difference, and then Gabriel coming over the top of the steal. Her partner in Ellie Johns in the other loose, so great work there as a team and as a collective.
Short line out for the field. Getting up early was the Tasman Mako. They'll get the free kick.
Early jump.
Real lack of awareness of the basic rules in this game for some of these teams, you know, not knowing what balking is and getting up early on the jump.
They've gone for a quick tap here.
Backwards.
The call is backwards from Maggie Kongaroo. So Gabriel, great run from a standing start for Gabriel. And here's a good run coming in from Data Dig, 17 years old from New Plymouth Girls High. Kate Thompson. Ohaya. Crisp pass to Kahui. Kahui gets in between two, sets it up. They get the ball out to the left edge. It's a left foot step coming in from Cook. Good continuity coming from the Taranaki field. Data Dig with another carry. They're inside the 22. They've got a penalty as well. Here come the field.
Scrum called.
Well, here they go. They've opted for the scrum here, but look, they've just done exactly what their coach has asked of them, is to just play. And I love that run there from Kahui. She just found the space on the outside, held the ball up just enough time to get some momentum and go for it and cook. So here they come in. It's just Ohio there. Tasman a little bit guilty of being offside there. But here we see an opportunity here for the field. You can see the fullback and I think it's the winger. They're just standing in behind the first five and Claridge.
8-9 play, and then it ends up in the hands of Claridge.
Yep. Turnovers.
Nielsen picks the ball up, gets a couple of meters. They've got a knock-on advantage. So they'll have another replay at the scrum. This time it's smack bang in the middle of the field too, which is very hard to defend, Vanya.
Yes, it is. You can see the work rate here. So that Tolfa just getting straight over the ball there. Beautiful body position, but an opportunity here for the field. Just looking at where they're going to set up in the backs here. That scrum, they'll need to get the ball in and straight out. I will be looking for an 8-9 play again and trying to find Jones, who hasn't had much ball. Sorry, that's Muggeridge, who hasn't had that much ball. But I love how Ohaya is actually just having a look at her options. She's scanning.
They go 8-9 again once more. It's in the hands of Muggeridge. She gets with the defenders, getting closer and closer as Muggeridge brought down. Oh, she's just a metre short now. They're going to go quickly down that short side. It's a one-handed pass from Ohio, and it is a try. The referee has given it, and it's McLean with the try. And that was a lovely run from Muggeridge and the Taranaki field with their first try.
Well, that's the response that you want straight after half-time from a team that has been trailing. It's the field. McLean gets one on the board. It's the 8-9 here. Muggeridge has always been good. She always beats the first defender. She's held the ball up really well. And then Horhaya with the ball just at the base here. She's holding it with one hand, knowing when to pass. And without hesitation, McLean gets beautiful try there for the field.
So they're managing to trim down this lead for the Tasman Mako. It is still a very hefty lead, but half an hour to play in this game still. It's looking like a lovely kick from Laura Claridge. What a clutch play. Never looked like missing from that right edge.
Well, what was said at half-time has really started to spark something up for the field. You heard the coach, they just wanted to play some rugby. They've had the license to just go, get some clean foundation and some really crisp passes, and it's just sparked them.
The biggest thing is they finally got their hands on the ball. They just haven't really been able to showcase their attack in that first half, but now they're playing with a bit more confidence. That is not going to help their cause. Just a lack of communication. Like no one talking to each other. There was three ladies all there and no one really put a name on it.
Yeah, look, she's shaking her head. She's not happy with us, Kate Thompson. But you did see there was a player there, Janelle just getting in front of her. Just need to get their smaller things right in terms of the communication.
Well, Millie Mills has plenty of fans in the crowd because people are losing their minds with her coming on to the field. But I will say every time she has come on, she's really made an impact, has Millie Mills, as Grace Guyton's afternoon is over. It's an 8-9 play. Anglesey didn't feel the initial tap from Brown, but she fires the ball to Siatanga, puts on that fend, but doesn't let the ball go early enough, so they've knocked it on. And not for the first time today, the Mako have just held on to it a little bit too long.
I think they are underestimating how close they are in terms of space when they're getting to the defence, but also probably not showing that respect to the defenders when they are up there. They need to let that ball go. I mean, Latoya Mason, their backs coach, alluded to the last passes not sticking, and we're seeing a little bit more of that still in this half. Wow, interesting to see Cook right next to Claridge in the backs here. Just the scrum, you can see the midfield and Kahui and Bly just a little bit flat as well.
Higher into Kahui, and it's been intercepted by Taufa. Is she going to get there? Yes, she is. Well, it was happening in slow motion, and Taufa just read it too easily, and just as Taranaki scored their first try of the game, the Markles snip one back.
Lesiali Taufa, no one more deserving than she has. She has been very dominant with ball in hand. She comes up very quickly on a defence. She reads it, picks one up. She's straight under the post. Beautiful smile there from Lesiali Taufa. Well deserved. We've seen her with the ball. She has been very direct with her running. She manages to get gain line. She's carrying one or two players with her. And look at that beautiful sign for Millie Mills.
Well, that's definitely who we could hear screaming when she ran on to the field. And I just love the support that not just the Tasman Mako women, but all the women in the Farah Palmer Cup have been getting. The crowds have been really good for the Farah Palmer games.
Well, that's successful there for Siatanga, and up goes the sign for Millie Mills. Yeah, she's telling her you should be cheering too. I think she spotted herself on camera, maybe. Let's keep her on camera, guys. I love it. That's the vibe we love in Farah Palmer Cup.
She's so happy. Look at her. Trying to find the camera. Finally found it. Oh, and it's a knock-on from the kickoff, and this has really been a mistake-riddled game from both teams, and whoever does progress to play the Cyclones, they'll really need to tidy that up during the week.
Okay, 3 gold sub. Comes off, guys.
Yeah, look, those errors, especially for the team that's progressing. Yeah, there you go. Look, the handling errors for both teams are very, very high, and topping that for Tasman Mako in 12. Particularly for their team, that they won't be very happy with that because they've got perfectionists in their team, their key drivers in Brown and Siatanga. They'd want to be able to rectify that pretty quick.
And going back to what you're saying with the handling errors, this is beautiful weather conditions here in Tasman. No real excuses for, you know, the amount of errors we've seen, but you see how deep that Taranaki field team is standing as well.
It's a slight shift from that last setup, so here we go.
Higher with a short ball to Kahui, and she's been impressive, has Kahui. We've seen her play on the wing. This time it was just the supporting players didn't get there quick enough, and none other than Masuisui Matama'ali Tawasa Poaraisa getting in over that ball.
We've seen Poaraisa do this time and time. I was just going to say what a lovely run there from Kahui, just to set them up nicely to go for a second phase, but you're not going to be able to get the ball back if you've got no players there in support. just a little bit too slow there for the supporting players. And when you got someone like Poa Racer who, you know, she's just welcoming that in every day of the week. Her bread and butter, really.
Lucy Brown from the Kahurangi Club takes a seat on the bench. She's outstanding today, and she has been for the Taranaki team as well. Obviously a stalwart of the Manawatu Cyclones team, moved down to Nelson this year.
So you just see that embrace there from Poa Racer we talked about earlier, just how she's very welcoming, and for the young girls, not such a good start there from Ridley, who's just come on, but she's, you know, just really giving her a tap on the shoulder to say, hey, it's okay, let's go to the next job.
It's also quite daunting coming into a game with a lot of pressure, being a quarter-final, just easing herself back in as Hohaya receives the pass from Nielsen. They go into the middle of the field. Kahui frees the pass away to Muggeridge, and again, as you said earlier, Vanya always gets away from the first defender. Muggeridge with a good run. Beat 6 defenders against Harbour alone last week. Ali Johns, the captain, with the carry, staying on her feet as well. Tofa wrestling her.
Just let it come, let it come.
Hohaya goes to the left-hand side this time. It's Gabriel. Competing Tasman. It's there for Hohaya. She's knocked it backwards. We haven't really seen too much there of Louise Blyde, and another turnover. This time the Mako.
No, don't pull people in.
They get the pass into the middle of the field. They tangle themselves up, have the front rowers, and they're getting driven back. Good tackle by Rupa Pera.
Waiting here, Red.
Siatanga looking for the crossfield kick to Solomona. But sun in her eye, she couldn't reel it in. So the Taranaki feel a great position to attack from.
Yeah, just that play before, or let's admire the cross kick here from Siatanga. Oh, I thought that was in the basket there for Solomona. She would usually probably get that one. But just the play before with Millie Mills, who just came on and make that turnover. So crucial there for the Mako. But as you mentioned, Taylor, now we've got an opportunity here from a scrum. And the perfect field position here, or territory that you're seeing for the Taranaki field. Again, Kahui standing slightly in front of Claridge, usually an indication of her potentially taking the ball forward as a setup, but love to see the ball go wide.
It's always the intention, isn't it? That just the execution hasn't been good, and they've tangled themselves up again in the midfield.
But it is your ball. Just run into the back of her own player, red scrum. There's no tackler, so it's not obstruction.
I wasn't too sure what line Blyde was running there with her either.
No, the first starting position, you see Kahui standing right there, you could see, but now it's a whole lot of confusion happening here, so potentially Blyde either was too late in potentially going forward.
Slow to clear the Tasman Mako, tip-on pass to Whilimaua. They continue to go to the left. Back pass from the Mako, Siatanga, another skip-out pass. She's unmarked out on the wing. Solomona, she's going to pin her ears back. Blyde comes across, still can't reel her in. Poaraisa running off the shoulder. Pick and go coming in from the Tasman Mako. They're just about 4 meters, 5 meters now. Poaraisa gets the pass out. She's isolated as angle seat, needs someone to get there. And they've lost the ball. You could see it there. There was absolutely no one running with angle seat. Hohaya goes quickly, and this is smart play from her. They were not back 10. The Tasman Mako. But they don't have the advantage.
Turnover is good.
And they've turned the ball over. They've knocked it on, though, but Taranaki will get the ball. But exciting stuff from the Tasman Mako.
Turnover's good.
Look, a sigh of relief there for the field. Brilliant work there from Brooke Nielsen, who managed to get the turnover, and a crucial one too. And then the quick thinking of Hohaya. Probably could have got another penalty there because they were definitely not onside, I should say. And they get the ball again from the field. So exciting from both sides. They go for a scrum here. We see Collier now, number 17, comes on for Loto
Mark's outside for your kicking purposes.
in the Tasman Mako. So a few changes in the front row. It'll be her first scrum.
Bind! Yeah. Let's just be patient, guys.
Well, new front row, as you expect,
new props.
just to have a reset as Maggie
Cogle
Cogle repeats.
It's been really good. Mark's here.
Yeah.
Reset, guys. It's been good so far.
They get a scrum here. They've got a huge blind side for the field with only one player sort of standing out to the right, and then they've stacked up the left-hand side.
This is a very big game, isn't it? Because if the Wellington Pride lose, they will be relegated to the championship.
It's been good, guys. Let's go.
But they have a very tough team to beat in Waikato, so a must-win game for the Pride.
Wellington haven't had a great run this year, so they'll be up against a really, really good Waikato side.
Steady scrum from the field. Nielsen couldn't quite give the ball early enough to Hohaya. Ali Johns with the run.
Leave it now, 7. Thank you.
Balls there for Hohaya.
Sixteen's on the wrong side.
And just penalised there, the Mako. Wouldn't be surprised if she goes quickly again.
Just looking at the field, they're not quite getting the gain line that they're after. So they've got all the possession. They've had some really good runs, but if you aren't able to go forward, you're continuously going backwards. And that penalty count on yours in the second half is looking at Tasman, their 5th one consecutive actually.
Red, the line is the middle. Come off
They're
line.
letting Taranaki into the game.
Thank you. That's perfect.
Pariake O'Brien throws it directly into the hands of Filimoa, so it'll be the Mako hot on attack, steaming onto the ball with Siatanga. Looked for the offload, no one was there. They'll continue to go down the right. Tofa pops it to Jones, running onto the ball. Brilliant hands from Soida. Flirting with the touchline, she's still in. Don't know how she get that in. Ball is still there though. Great transition from the Mako, and they've knocked it on again. But it's offside.
8.
Yeah, that was a great passage of play there from the Tasman Mako. I mean, they talked about not being able to have those last passes stick, and when you've got Soida there on the sideline, and not only did she manage to keep the ball, she was able to stay in the field there. So here, look, so we'll get some territory there from Siatanga. Again, beautiful hands. Nice draw and pass there. Siatanga finds, and it's the Jones running onto the ball with conviction, and Soida just able to hold on to that ball just long enough for her players to get there.
Again, they've jumped early. Maggie Cogle telling them to get down. Millie Mills with the catch. And they're going for the drive. Here they go. Can they make it? It's going backwards. This is good defence coming in from the field. Filimoa has to break away. Gets it away to Soida on the fly. And she's rewarded for getting her team down the right end of the field from that initial run. And they score the try.
Well, she's been a workhorse this whole game. Eva Soida, she comes in really hard, takes the angle. You're not going to stop her that, especially running onto the ball that quickly. She scores her 2nd for the Tasman Mako. It's a line-out drive here. Not exactly the best line-out or the maul here, so Filimoa has to take it to the right-hand side. And she does that nicely for the flick-off pass, and Soida scores again for the Mako. It's good, really, how she's notified. She can see Filimoa there, just identifying that nothing's happening there in the maul. So she's decided to go right. And I just love that sign for Millie Mills, because she was actually accurate and managed to get that line out for her team.
Conversion is away. The Millie Mills fan club still at it.
Oh, so much pride when they're all up there supporting your family members and your friends. See a substitution there for Taranaki. Arnold, number 23, comes on for Mudgeridge.
Barnett also onto the field for O'Brien, and this is her last ever season with the field. Retiring at the end of the year, but here goes the Tasman Mako again. They've got their tails up. And is that Millie Mills? Yes, it is. Is she going to score? No. It's taken back, so it will be a 5-metre scrum, and the Mako just got a bit of a spring in their step now.
Oh, Millie Mills, let's have a look at that execution. It's a turn over here with number 60, Matangi, and the flick ball again. She puts the boot she puts the ball on her boot. Millie Mills very close to the line, but they get another opportunity here. Excellent decision.
Coming up, Canterbury will play Wellington in a blockbusting game in the Bunnings NPC live on Sky Sport 1. And this double header here at Trafalgar Park. Tasman will play North Harbour. Tasman really wanting to get a win after 2 losses on their Storm week. And here go the Tasman women. Can they conjure up something? No, it's gone forward, but still plenty of action in the NPC as well. Waikato will play Counties Manukau. A very big battle there on South Highway 1. Battle of the Bombays, I think they call that one. Then Auckland will play Manawatu on a Wednesday. Storm week for both of these teams. Auckland getting a good win yesterday. Manawatu as well, breaking their losing streak. Set up to be a good one, that one.
Love midweek games. Always lots to, and excited to be watching from Wednesday onwards. No complaints here.
Soweto has taken a seat on the bench, and E. Finlay out of the Waimea Old Boys Club is on the park. The Hohaya with another 8-9 play. It's a real signature move from them. Times the pass brilliantly. That's Arnold. Running it straight is Rupa Pera, and she's still going, Rupa Pera. Passes it off to Data Dig. Good leg drive being shown from the bench, but they've turned the ball over once again, just not securing it at ruck time. As Siatanga puts up a contestable, everyone looking with the sun in their eyes, and lovely work by Kahui. Really hasn't been given too many opportunities today, and a lovely left foot step as well. She spilt the ball forward. Big hit coming in from Philly Moa.
And just as well, they were starting to get their roll on, so Philly Moa has had an impressive 68 minutes on the field. That was crucial at that moment and that time. Big hits here, and we're just looking at the Farah Palmer Cup for next week. Waikato versus the Auckland Storm at 2 o'clock. The Premiership semi-final of 1. That's going to be an exciting one. I think Auckland Storm have really started to find their groove. And the second semi-final for the Premiership, Canterbury versus Hawke's Bay Tui, live next Sunday at 1 o'clock here at Rugby Park. I said here at Rugby Park in Christchurch. Also the Championship finals, Manawatu Cyclones, who have had a fantastic season, will be up against one of these two teams. Taylor in the other Championship semi-final, Northland Cody versus the Otago Spirit.
Talking of Spirit, she's got a whole lot of it in the midfield, has Telfa. Solomona clears, gets it to Garnet.
Missed it now, Gold, missed it.
They're going to continue down the left, red brilliantly by Hohaya, and that's such a tough call because, yes, she's jumped in the air to catch it, but oh, you got to feel for her.
Oh, look, but she was also... She was very determined. She came off her line. This is Hohaya. She's been chasing every single thing. And then I think with Tamara Silcock, you know, being experienced as she is, she's taken, because she knows she's going to get the player. So she's taken it up to try and avoid her. But Hohaya too good. Yeah, it is in the air. But yeah, tough call.
It is the letter of the law, and it's the correct call at 100% from Maggie Kogoro, but it is so tough when they're not jumping for a kick or anything. It's catching a pass. But safety is paramount in the game, so they will continue to attack the Tasman. Mako Powaraisa. She's got to go. Oh, gets a lovely pass away to her Manusina teammate in Siatanga. The two best friends in the team. Travel up from Christchurch to play for the Tasman Mako each week. Siatanga goes for the tap, and it's Vilimoa. While she's worked so tirelessly today, has the hooker. Played her part on attack and defence. She's had 10 carries already in this game. She deserves that try. And so the Tasman Mako extend things 43 points to 10.
Val Filimoa gets her first try for the season and for the Mako. How great has she been today? And it really was too easy. She tucks the ball in, drives over, carries two players over in actually initial one. Val Filimoa, let's take a bow.
A beautiful sunny day here in Tasman. Remember, it's a double header. The men will play North Harbour after this. The women have set the tone for the day with an emphatic win over the Taranaki field. She adds the extras, does Siatanga. 45 points to 10. As we see changes as well, Hammett comes on for Taufa, who has really played incredibly well. And Hohaya has gone to the bench, and that's someone, Vanya, who has given 100% today.
Yeah, look, Gardner Harrison comes and replaces her. It'll be good to give her some time as well. But as you say, like, Hohaya has just played out of her skin. Well, she's still there. She might just take the kickoff first. Solomona here Solomona
with a big run down that right edge, left edge, should I say, with the right arm fend. As we said, Hohaya still on the field. And they've turned the ball over through Gardner Harrison. Hohaya stabs the kick in behind. And her team not giving too much chase, and that's exactly what the coach asked for. He said they need to start chasing those kicks. As Jones puts the ball high, it bounces, they delay it. And steaming ahead were the Tasman Mako. Eventually making the tackle was Silcock. So still playing with intent, the Taranaki field. Hohaya throwing backwards by Silcock. And the Mako have turned it over. Penalty.
Well, there they gain a penalty here. They're starting to get their flow. It's Millie Mills at the bottom of that ruck.
19's turned the ball over.
Because the field was starting to get a roll on. We're 73 minutes into the game. We see a short, full line out here.
Comes off, 2 red, sub. 2 sub. Oh, sorry.
Well, there's plenty of people who put their hands up for the field for Omosili medals. Points, Vanya, what are we thinking?
So you can only have one receiver.
Okay, we're going to have to look at a number of people.
lineup.
Yeah, as you say, have been outstanding. I love the way that Taufa has sort of taken the field today. Solomona has worked really, really tirelessly. Hohaya, who I think has moved into the first 5 position potentially because Hami has now come onto the field.
Millie Mills brings the ball down. Their last ball wasn't successful, and again, it's been defended brilliantly by the field. They'll take some confidence from that. Draw and pass, but she's given a bit of a hospital there. and stripped as well by Hohaya, employing that right foot step. Individual brilliance being shown here by Eritana Hohaya. She deserves to go all the way. How about the toe from the ref, Maggie Kogoro as well? But Hohaya is going to get, oh no, she's not. Brilliant defense coming in from Amelia Hammett. She deserved the try after putting in so much effort. A brilliant run. Here they come. Yes, they're going to score eventually. And it is the replacement player and Janelle Day-to-Dig, the 17-year-old from New Plymouth Girls High. And what an absolutely thrilling try.
Have a look at this again. Eritana Hohaya, the individual brilliant. She steps one, she fends another, and it is the long haul here. We see her really having a look. She's starting to swerve. I can see 5 Tasman Mako players on her tail. She sets it up nicely though, hasn't finished her workhorse, and now Hami comes in. There's the support play from the field, and number 20, Janelle Day-to-Dig scores for the field. I'm glad Hohaya didn't go off the field when we thought she went off the field. Excellent run there from Hohaya. She absolutely sparked up when it counted. Great work from Eritana Hohaya.
And it's really hard to stand out in a losing team as well. And for her to be as influential as she has been today just goes to show why she is in that Blackburn squad.
It was a good effort, mate.
Tasman still ready, 45 to 50.
So they get the restart underway, Tasman. And another good carry coming in. This time it's Rupapera. Hohaya gets the pass away.
No foul play, falling.
And here's a good injection from Barnett. As we said, retiring at the end of the season.
Yeah, let it come now, Red.
Kahui with another run now. Here comes Hohaya. Oh, she gets pummeled to ground. Definitely past the horizontal. There will be a card here.
Who do you feel was more responsible for? I had 15. Yeah, she's past the horizontal. Landed dangerously.
And it's the correct call as well. As we said, safety paramount. So 16-year-old Sarah Jones
I had her underneath and then 15
will
lifted her over.
see out the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And the naughty girl chair. As we take a look here, yeah, well and truly over the horizontal, but wasn't helped either by Owimatangi. And with a semi-final to play next weekend, could be a bit of a sighting.
It's a difficult one there because you see Omatangi had her, you know, there was no malice or anything. You could see sort of Jones coming in from the top. Her hands goes up. Looked like Omatangi actually was worse for wear.
I think 9 landed.
Sarah Jones will get the yellow from the Tupperware area school, just 16 years old, and as I said, could be a potential sighting later. Should be a bit nervous about that with a semi-final awaiting. So these women in red will head to Palmerston North.
Good. I think for the first time I've ever won player ref. Doesn't ever happen to me.
Precious Owimatangi just getting a couple of minutes off the bench today. Got a hat-trick against Taranaki last time. Last time the score was 61-10. Tasman had 3 hat-tricks, 1 to Soida, 1 to Solomona, and 1 to Owimatangi. 2.5 minutes left to play in this game. The Taranaki field will be wanting to really end their season on a high, won't they?
Yeah, look, absolutely. They've got a couple of minutes here to really showcase that. Again, that stance there with their second five now just standing further up. Hami will attempt to put the ball through the tunnel of the scrum.
It's an 8-9 play, but it doesn't find the hands of Hami. But it's still there for the field. Right foot set coming in from Cook on the inside to Barnett. She's been good since coming off the bench. Strong carries. So the pressure is applied with the line speed. Another strong carry, this time Rupa Pera. Still on her feet, fighting. The field moved to the left or higher. Couldn't reel it in, but she's taken it about 10 metres backwards. Time running out here on the game clock. Hohaia with some beautiful footwork, but the pass just couldn't find the hands of the winger.
You see the frustration on her face there, Taylor. You know, her standards and her expectations of herself are they're absolutely huge. She's been impressive having come back from her international duties, playing for the Black Ferns in the PAC series. Just some huge confidence. And you see her footwork there. It's her signature.
It's a good steal from the field, getting their timing right in the line-out defence, and they've got the penalty too.
Keep going.
They go quickly. Hohaia has ball in hand. She gives the fake. Look at her. She just footwork is so brilliant. Here's the acceleration that she's tackled eventually by Dixon. Trying to spin the ball wide. And now they've got it in the hands of Arnold. Passes it up to McLean. Hami, another 17-year-old. There's plenty of teenagers out on the park, so plenty of promise for this Taranaki field team. They'll be better for it next year with the amount of teenagers here. Hohaia goes for the crossfield kick. What can't she do, Hohaia? And then
leave it red.
Cook trips. They go down the short side. Blyde is going to end the game with a try. And again, well and truly set up by none other than Iritana Hohaia. But Blyde, another 17-year-old, there's teenagers everywhere on the park, scores the final try and has the last say of the game.
And there are smiles all over. Look at this individual here. She looked to pass and she was like 3 on 3. No, I'll have a go. She beats one, she beats another one, sets it up again. And this is where they started getting their momentum. Blyde hasn't had that much ball this time round, but she manages to close off the game and puts points on the board again for the Taranaki field. Hugs all around.
And that will be the final act of the game here in the Farah Palmer Cup Championship quarterfinal. And it is the home team, the Tasman Mako, with an emphatic 45 points to 20 win over the Taranaki field. And Vanya, what do we think of this Tasman performance? They've got a tough ask ahead of them heading up to Palmerston North to play the Cyclones.
Oh, I think they'll absolutely go back to the drawing board. They've got a whole lot of, like you said, like promise here for the Mako, but they're going to come up against a very, very tough side in Manawatu. So they'll be looking at this, the really simple things, making sure that they can get the ball back when they're taking the ball forward. It's the errors that's really letting them down, the ball handling errors. And they've got such a powerful back line. They just want them to be able to strike.
Well, let's get all the reaction from the captain of the Tasman Mako team, Masuisui Matamaali Tawasa. Pauraisa is with Kane Hames.
Sui, very impressive. Huge advantage with the territory, and the pressure that was built from that, especially in the first half, sort of set up a great performance.
Yeah, whaptaile atua whapeo na umamu nuele talong la whanau I le nei aso, vi ingai fo I atia. You know, we came and we knew that Taranaki wanted it as much as we did, yeah, slow start, but we got there at the end.
Yeah, I also thought set piece was outstanding as well. A lot of work going in there.
Oh yes, we just needed to, you know, trust our game plan, you know, by hitting our middles and then going out wide, by using Cassie and our speed out wide, with Feli'i there and Eva on the side. So yeah, just, you know, really proud of the girls, especially coming from a young side.
Yeah, you should be too. And then obviously this sets up a clash with Manawatu next week. That's obviously a big challenge.
Yes, it will be. So another week to work together with our girls leading up to semis next week.
Right, good luck for that. Big challenge.
Thank you. Whaftai te lawa.
Well, the Manu Sina captain, the Tasman Mako captain, she just oozes qualities that you want in any player. She leads from the front. And let's now head to Kane Hames, who is with the captain of the Taranaki field, Ellie Johns.
Ellie, obviously a rough sort of start. When the stats even up, though, you got to show what the field are made of.
Oh, absolutely. We went out today and just tried to give our best efforts. We knew that they were a top-notch team, but I'm so proud of the girls for sticking at it until 80. I feel like we've done that all season, so yeah, I'm proud.
I was also impressed with the work from Laura Claridge. You know, she kicks very well, steers the team around the field. Must be a big asset to have her in the team.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she's been a big asset for our team, especially in her kicking ability, and hopefully she'll be with us again next season.
And just watching throughout the year, you know, Taranaki, massive improvement, massive growth. It looks like Taranaki women's rugby is well and truly on the way up. Yeah,
absolutely. I think this season will be, you know, an awesome starting point and catalyst for a great season next year, and we know that what we need to work on, and we need to do that earlier so that we can progress. Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing those improvements take place, and looking forward to watching you guys next year.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
As Kane Hames said, it's well and truly on the up, women's rugby in Taranaki. Don't forget, there were 5 17-year-olds on the field for the field today, throwing a couple of 18 and 19-year-olds as well. So the next few years, they will be a force to be reckoned with. It has been a tough season for them. But don't go anywhere, because we will be back with all the reaction. It's 45 points to 20. The Tasman Mako get the win over the Taranaki field.